Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight. These two men, a combined 15-1 record. Julius 3 inches taller. He will have a 5-inch reach advantage. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here live at Mohegan Sun Arena, the prelims go now to the light heavyweight division. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, we introduce the blue corner at 6'3", weighing in 205.8 pounds. His professional record, 8 wins, just 1 loss. Originally from Lithuania, he fights out of St. Louis, Missouri, presenting Julius Anglickas. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 203.6 pounds, undefeated as a professional. He stands at 7-0, fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, Alex "Easy" Polizzi. And the referee in charge of the action, Todd Anderson.
Todd Anderson, our referee. Alex Polizzi, the former LFA light heavyweight champion with that perfect record.
Ready?
Taking on Julius Anglickas, and we are underway. Tonight's fight clock presented by Geico. Polizzi in the red gloves, Anglickas in the blue gloves. He has finished 12 of his 13 combined professional and amateur wins. Born in Lithuania, grew up in Plunge before coming to the United States at the age of 14. He also a former champion in the LFA, a former heavyweight champion. Two very talented men going at it inside the Bellator cage.
On that takedown attempt, Judge, Polizzi went about as low as you can go. Anglickas did a very nice job of defending.
Julius is a big dude. You can see the size difference as these two men square up, and Alex Polizzi weighed in at 203.6 for this light heavyweight fight.
Yeah, John, we were talking about go back to the takedown, is that there was just no setup. He shot from too far out, and when you're fighting longer guys, they have a little bit more time and easier to react because you know you have to get inside that distance. And he didn't set it up with any striking, he just shot raw dog, as I like to call it.
Alex wrestled at Northwestern, lives in Madison, Wisconsin. Probably takes a little heat about that once in a while.
He just took some heat with that right hand right there.
He did indeed. Well played, John. Nice jab.
There's just not a lot of wasted movement from Anglickas. He's just nice stiff jab. He's parrying punches nice and smoothly. And then as the timing gets figured out, he'll start parrying and countering right off of those.
And watch the little movements he's making that's setting those strikes up with his feet. He's setting himself, sliding in, landing the shot, exiting out.
And not only did he stuff that takedown, he snuck in a little knee to the midsection of his opponent in doing so.
The length is starting to give Polizzi a real problem. You can see he's unsure of what Julius is going to be throwing, where it's going to be coming from.
You gotta be careful reaching out though with his hand, his gloves wide, or his hands wide open. He's gonna poke in the face. That time is closed.
The only loss of Julius Anglickas' his professional career was in his second professional fight way back in 2016, and his Bellator win was against a fighter who was 11-0, 6-0 in Bellator, Jordan Young, and Julius was really happy with the way he was able to crush the distance and pressure Jordan Young in that fight.
He did the same thing to Jordan Young that you're seeing him do tonight against Polizzi. Look, when he's throwing, everything is a straight shot. He doesn't wing shots from the side, not a lot of big looping punches, very straight down, linear shots right up the middle, and he's connecting.
That was a nice knee. He threw the right hand, came back and threw the knee right off of it. Nicely done. But just like John was talking about, Goldie, is that Anglickas is throwing a straight jab, a straight right hand. But what I want you guys to pay attention, if you guys are watching at home, there's no wasted movement. He's not opening his hands before he throws them. He's not flinching them before he goes. He's just turning the hip, and the elbow is coming right from his hip as he turns and rotates his body. It's hard to see. If I throw a golf ball right at your face, you can't tell how fast it's coming. But if I swing a baseball bat at your head, you can see it potentially move out of the way. That's kind of what you're dealing with here when you're talking about Anglickas. That's his first looping shot of the fight.
But that's okay.
Yes, it's good that he's mixing up, but he's having so much success with that jab and that straight right hand.
So you sneak in a hook once in a while.
That was a nice takedown because he was deep on that. And he was starting to defend it. We'll see if Polizzi can make this stick.
Mark Lemminger, who has had success in the Bellator cage amongst the training partners of Alex Polizzi.
All that work
is frustrating.
Totally frustrating.
It's extremely frustrating when you're the person who's been getting caught with a bunch of 1-2s. You finally get the takedown and the guy pops right back up.
8-1 against 7-0. Both men enjoyed victories in their Bellator debuts.
Polizzi cannot continue on in this fight with the shots that he's taking, the way he's taking them. He's got to change this because all of these punches are going to have a big effect on him going into the next round. Take a look at the straight shots that Anglickas throws. Nice 1-2, straight down. Look at it pop the head of Polizzi back.
No.
And you can see
Seconds,
doesn't rush in.
Off that
Nice,
bench, let's go.
calm,
Up.
just sets it back up. Everything that Anglickas was doing, very, very calculated, not a lot of wasted motion, and especially this nice
Ready?
knee inside,
Ready?
kind of hits the throat,
Fight.
doesn't feel good. Nice first round by Anglickas.
And thus Alex pushing forward very early in round 2, trying to get out of that range in which Anglickas has been so successful.
I can already tell you exactly what Polizzi's corner told him to do. Stay inside the pocket, throw punches, that'll make it easier for you to get the takedown.
Alex Polizzi went the distance for the first time in his career in his last fight. That includes his amateur career, and that was against the former champion, as John said before, Rafael Cavallo. He said he felt in control, and he said, I improve in every fight.
Anglickas just muscled his way right out of that. Right now, Polizzi's in the position where he's got to figure out, he's got a guy that technically is tearing him up in the stand-up just with a basic boxing approach. He's not really kicking, he's just walking him down and hitting that 1-2.
That's it, easy.
Polizzi's got to be careful as well of reaching for the head like he did because he's not the taller fighter, so the knees are there by Anglickas all day long. Nice lift, but
Back up. Time to get up. Time to get up. Push his head
you got to be careful doing those type of takedowns, John, because as the fight goes on, you're getting more tired and you're getting hit with big shots. That meter starts going down and it becomes harder and harder to hold your fighter down as we're seeing right now.
Right back up.
Back on the fence. Back on the fence.
Heel him off. That's it. Pummel. Left knee then. Pummel through. Come on. Stop.
If Donald Cerrone turned into a power lifter, he and Julius could be twins. You think?
It's close. Cowboy's got a way better beard.
That is true. That is true.
Through and turn. Back up.
Right back up. Josh, that's something you talked about before.
Keep him there.
If you are going to get taken down, pop right back up.
Yeah, and we've seen that from Anglickas. Even though sometimes he's settled in against the fence, but he's settled in with his back against the fence with one leg free, so it makes it easier for him to start using that fence as like a third leg to start leaning against and get up.
Really flowing nicely with his hands.
Just keep straight shots.
Polizzi needs to start thinking about faking the shot and coming back over with big shots. Maybe something will open up because right now he's not having a whole lot of success getting in on that takedown.
And Julius is starting to work the body as well.
Yes, he is. He's gone to the body 3 times now. 2 times went up to the head again, now back to the body.
Changing some levels. And
nothing.
yep.
Nothing fancy about Julius Anglickas' system. He's very basic,
There you go.
but he's very good at what he does, and everything is sharp. It's tight.
And it's landing at about 92 or 93%.
Relax.
Hey, some more there.
Punch.
More attempt on that arm, top arm. Yep.
He's just resting. Punch.
More attempt right there.
Separate punch.
And I like the humbleness of 29-year-old Julius Anglickas. When he was asked what his greatest strength is, he said, I'm still trying to find out. I try to be good at everything. I thought I started as a good wrestler, but I was finishing people with strikes. Then people said I was a striker, and I started finishing people with chokes. So he gets, he works on everything equally as diligently. Nice counter to that kick.
If this fight continues in the manner it is, Polizzi can only take so many shots. He's really worked hard, but those shots are starting to add up. And his head is getting snapped back by that right hand consistently in this round now.
Alex, a perfect 7-0, 1-0 in Bellator. As we mentioned, these guys are combined 15-1.
Nice.
There you go. Push the ones and rear uppercuts. Come on.
It doesn't matter how good a shape you guys are in. Like a fighter, if a fighter comes in phenomenal shape, the amount of shots that Polizzi is taking, it just starts wearing down on you, and your body just can't take it.
There you go. Knee.
And you just start, your wind starts to go, your cardio starts to go, your muscle fatigue starts to set in. There's nothing, those big knees right there.
That was a huge knee to the midsection.
Last call. Your range.
Polizzi has proven he is tough. He is a gamer, no doubt about it, because he's taken some big shots in this fight.
Short time. Come on. Get some damage on him.
John, but from the very beginning of the get-go, he hasn't set up his shots. And that's what I think is having an effect on him.
No doubt. What you're saying is now it's a matter of, I don't know if he has the energy to set him up the right way.
Julius Anglickas is also 7-0 in his last 7 fights.
You could put him on a bottle and Mr. Clean.
Yep.
Wait back down, buddy. Wait back down.
Well, everything's been clean thus far.
Be desperate.
And Alex Polizzi said the thing I have the ability to do is hurt people. Doesn't always have to be perfect technique, but I inflict pain, and that's what he needs to do. And he needs to do a lot of it here in the final 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Polizzi's corner gave him the exact advice that every corner should be giving their fighter when they're down by two rounds.
That's it.
Is that you're down, we need to get a finish, okay? And you need to make this a dogfight. There's no more of this touch, okay, let's set things up. No, go out there and make it a dogfight. You have 5 minutes to win this fight.
No, opposite leg. Opposite leg.
That's where Alex excels.
Stay on the neck. Stay on the neck. There you go. Use the cage. Use the cage.
There you go.
Right arm over,
I don't know if
left
it's
arm
in
over the
tight,
head.
but it's in
I don't know if he's actually got a good enough angle on it. He doesn't.
Yeah. There it is.
The head's still stuck, but Anglickas just needs to work. And usually when you got a bald head, it makes it a lot easier to pop your head out than it does when you got a big hair. But he's got his arm back in there.
Don't forget, join the conversation on all of your social media platforms at hashtag Bellator 251.
There we go.
That
Head in the
Head in the
center.
middle.
Head in the
Head in the
center.
middle.
There you go.
this head
Hands off the mat.
is up.
Hands in his armpit.
There you go. Frame him with punch.
Head in the middle. Head in the middle.
Head in the middle.
Nice job by Polizzi to try to rotate his hips around, looking for the arm bar. No matter what he does in this position, just go. Try to get something. Try to make the movement that's going to catch Anglickas in a position where he gets a little bit behind, possibly get your submission.
Step over. Come on.
Off his head there. Off his head. There you go. There you go. Step over.
You see the effect of sweaty fighters, third round, Josh, when Alex put his arm around Julius a second ago, just slid right off.
It's hard to make those transitions. You see it here. Anglickas said just gave up the leg ride and decided just to go back to his base so he can start trying to defend from there. He's got to be careful because this is an armbar position here. It is harder to get, but he has that upside down reverse triangle as well. If he can go ahead and start to lock that in.
Spin around his back.
Good. Go.
There you go. Turn over the left arm.
There you go. Heavy pressure.
I think too many shots, John. Polizzi's just tired. He's not seeing the transitions that he would need to end up getting a finish.
Still working hard, though. You got to give him. You know, I look at Alex Polizzi and this, man, you are tough. You're still trying in this fight. You haven't given up. He's taken a lot of shots.
Head out.
Head out. Head out.
There you go. Where's your foot?
On top. That's it. Get some damage.
Go ahead and get out of that.
Very good performance tonight from the Lithuanian Julius Anglickas.
Let's see, even in that moment right there, you saw that Polizzi still thinking, because instead of separating, which isn't going to do him any good, he stayed tight trying to get to a position where maybe he can get this takedown. Didn't work for him, but he's still being smart in how he's approaching the fight.
Left arm. Left arm. That's it. Off his head there. That's it. It's your expiration. Come on.
On that right elbow now. On
They
that right elbow.
met around 205 on the scale. As I mentioned, Polizzi weighed in officially at 203.6, but
Your foot. Foot on top
there
of
is
the
a
leg.
huge difference in size in this matchup.
There you go.
I can
Relax
tell
it
you
there.
right now,
Relax the front.
Anglickas is nowhere near
Get out.
that 205
Get
right
out.
His legs. Stay behind his arm. Behind his
He was
arm.
already 212 right after he stepped off the scale.
Took a big breath of air.
Take that. Perfect. Keep walking around. Keep walking around towards his head. Minute to go.
You can hear that heavy breathing from both guys. Just exhausted, but people need to understand it's exhausting trying to carry someone else's weight and then also trying to move them so then you can get to a dominant position. Then when you get there, okay, it's my turn to go, but you're too tired sometimes to go.
There you go. Stay there. 35 seconds.
And much to John's point earlier, Alex has been on the receiving end of a lot of heavy punches in this one.
But again, he's been very smart this round. He's kept him close so he doesn't get damaged with that straight 1-2 that has been hurting him throughout the fight.
There you go.
Being close is good for him right now. Possibility he can land a big strike. All it takes is one.
Running out of time.
Go, go, go! Go, 10 seconds. Time! Time!
Relax. You got scramble on. Turn into him.
They're going to go the distance.
Put him out. Step out. Turn into him.
Second straight fight to go the distance for Alex Polizzi. The official decision is in. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your decision, your three judges at cage side all see it the same. 30-27. Mike Bertha, Brian Miner, Michael Bell all have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Julius Anglickas.
Great performance once again by the Lithuanian.
Get in, Mike.
A undefeated fighter is no longer unbeaten, and Julius moves to 9-1 in his professional career.